All
What's your
right,
thoughts
since
on
we're
it?
going to go into it, let me go ahead and put my position out there. I think it's a horrible idea because it's a setup. I don't know if it's intentional, but I'm saying what I've been saying for years. There is no left or right. There is no political party. It's us versus them. And the same government that says defund the police, the same government that says they're not, and I'm talking about state, local, federal, all these governments also talking out of both sides of their face, and people are taking teams. But what we're leading to is this: you said defund the police. You said let illegal immigrants in unchecked. You said all of this. You allowed it to happen. You allowed crime to get out of control, and now again, and it's the same formula all the time. The government created problems, and the way the government's going to solve them is more government and more of your freedoms. And it seems like we're taking sides, but truthfully, regardless of what side you're on, it's against us. And that's my issue with it.
What's up, everybody? It's that time again. It's time for Locked, Cocked, and Unfiltered. And I'm here with my wonderful, lovely, sexy co-host, Clayton Schlosser, and the Dark Knight up there. And we're going to get into a little bit with the National Guard and stuff being cut loose in some of the cities. Clayton, I know you've asked me about it and had questions around it and stuff, and I've even had a few other people kind of talk about it and everything. I think it's a good topic to talk about because it is a very touchy subject. It's a very slippery slope. There was some stuff that I didn't know when I kind of got to looking a little bit deeper into it. I know Tony probably. Is that a lemon, sir? I like the way you did that. Can you go a little bit slower?
Oh yeah, no problem. Hold on a second.
Well, we're officially 5 minutes in. I think we've officially beat the record of going unfiltered.
We didn't even make it 5. We didn't even make it 5 minutes.
Nope.
Yeah, make that.
Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with you guys.
Tony's getting his salt intake over there.
Oh, I bet that's my salt intake with that first sip. We ain't doing that crap no more. I don't even know what that, man. Listen, that was some white girl wasted stuff right there. I ain't ever doing that again. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You know you like it salty.
Oh man.
Just a tip.
Drinking tequila over there.
As we're talking
Drinking
about
tequila, celebrating the National Guard going in the cities, protect the nice places.
Don't forget about Sergeant Pepper.
I love people thought that was real.
I know, man. That's what tripped me out. I was just like, so you're telling me there's just that dude and just the one National Guard guy and nobody else is around.
Mm-hmm. Just holding his pepper spray at port arms.
I know, right? You're going to have to stop, man. We're going to have to put this on OnlyFans.
Let's go.
I need you to slurp a little bit more.
Oh god.
Oh, we just getting some drinks in and I'm prepping stuff because we got the behind the paywall content with the white chocolate. That's it, baby. That's it, baby. Slow down, baby.
Oh,
We got the white chocolate.
I don't know. I think this episode, Tony, I think you're gonna turn into the guy in the top right corner now.
Oh, why? I mean, why, you more of a jelly mother effer? I mean, I just showed up.
More of a grape jelly.
I'm ready to party.
I'm more of a grape
How about
jelly
syrup?
person
You down with
myself.
syrup? You good with syrup? You want syrup? We
What
got
in
syrup.
the? Do you go through your pantry before an episode?
I
Like,
both.
what?
Little spicy. Little spicy guy.
Oh,
Just saying.
Jesus.
Just saying. I'm here to help.
God.
You had
Let's
you
get
had
this
me
show
at syrup,
started.
but
What we
lost me
doing
at
here?
hot sauce.
I'm ready to party.
Hot sauce burns your Hot sauce burns
That's
your
why you.
butthole too much.
That's why you eat ice cream afterward and go, come on, ice cream.
A
Oh
little
my
bit of whipped
God.
cream on it.
Oh God. Oh Jesus,
We've
Tony.
already derailed.
Oh fuck.
Thanks
That-
Well, I'd
for
like to
Tony.
thank Mike for coming on the show last time with us. It was really great. I got some positive feedback on that.
Yeah,
Right
I got some good feedback from it too. Everybody liked it.
Yeah, so did I. Oh man. No,
I thought it would be. I thought it would be a little bit more popular than what it was, but hey, everybody that did watch really enjoyed it. Got some good information from it. Mm-hmm. That's the main thing.
Yep.
You know, maybe some good information will come of today's because I've had. It was funny you asked me that the other day, Clayton, but it kind of got me thinking like how many other people have kind of talked to me about that and asked me about it and stuff and how I felt. Mm-hmm. I don't know, man. I definitely feel it's a slippery slope
right.
that we're going down because then it kind of gets to the point to where, well, how are you going to say there's where's the line on when we're going to say there's too much crime to bring somebody like that in?
All right, since we're going to go into it, let me go ahead and put my position out there. I think it's a horrible idea because it's a setup. I don't know if it's intentional, but I'm saying what I've been saying for years. There is no left or right. There is no political party. It's us versus them. And the same government that says defund the police, the same government that says they're not, and I'm talking about state, local, federal, all these governments also talking out of both sides of their face, and people are taking teams. But what we're leading to is this: you said defund the police. You said let illegal immigrants in unchecked. You said all of this. You allowed it to happen. You allowed crime to get out of control. And now, again, and it's the same formula all the time. The government created problems, and the way the government's going to solve them is more government and more of your freedoms. And it seems like we're taking sides, but truthfully, regardless of what side you're on, it's against us. And that's my issue with it. It's our government, elected officials on both sides that are going, hey, there's a problem here, or denying there's a problem when you know there's one. You're looking at it, and now you got federal troops going into American cities because again, failure of government.
No, I agree with you on that. And
Go ahead, Chris.
the other thing that I find funny about this is a lot of the ones that are screaming not to do it, you can't do it, are also the same ones that were screaming and had them out marching around during COVID, making sure you were in your homes and you had your mask on. That's what a lot of people don't realize is if you start dwindling away at the Constitution, all this stuff you think you can do, like run around and protest and everything, even for the people you voted for, are going to be telling you can't. I'm sorry. Look at what's going on over in England right now. They gave up their guns God knows how long ago, and now what? They're starting to question and arrest people and threatened to throw them in jail off of social media posts. So just because you think they're on your side because they're saying they have the same beliefs and values as you, they're all going to say what they need to say to make sure they either get into office, and then once they're into office, they stay into office. But
Same government.
Yep, I agree.
you know, and I mean, you've already seen where they're trying to essentially, in a roundabout way, do a registration and stuff for guns, and leaning a little bit toward the gun control side of things with this current administration. And I'm not going to say I'm a Trump person. I try to look at things as what's going to be better for the country. And I mean, there are things I feel he is trying to do that's better for the country, but things like this are definitely some things that are just going to push the country further apart. And I mean, you're seeing that every freaking day, just about.
Right.
Yeah. So I'm looking at it like I don't trust either side, and that they won't even recognize that there's a problem when you have protesters, and I'll do protesters in air quotes because they're paid protesters surrounding federal facilities and impeding law enforcement from doing their job. And the reason law enforcement has to do their job is because the last administration allowed millions of people to come in here unchecked. So again, whether you agree or disagree, you have to pay attention to the fact it's the government that's doing it on both sides. And that's my issue with it when you had the Occupy Wall Street movement and the Tea Party movement at the same time, not understanding they were all protesting the government, just on different sides of the political spectrum, and you're doing it again. But they keep telling you, oh, look at you, you're horrible. They have their faces covered and they're dragging these people off. And oh, our faces are covered because we're being doxxed. Regardless of why, we have law enforcement that you can identify snatching up people whom they say are here illegally. But as someone who knows someone that was snatched up and sent to Gitmo years ago after 9/11, they kept him for 2 years without having any. Excuse me, he was locked up a year in Gitmo, and then they released him and go, yeah, we got nothing on you. You can leave now. So I don't
You
trust
could almost,
government.
well, and that's why you still have so many conspiracy theories about 9/11, because the Patriot Act is really what opened the door for a lot of this stuff. And, you know, I kind of think about how it was one of the Captain America things. And I know some people can be like, oh, Marvel, blah, blah, Disney. But it was one of the Captain America movies. And they were talking about, you know, trying to stop things before they happen and stuff like that. And, you know, they brought out these big gunships and stuff. And he said, that's not freedom, that's fear. And if you kind of look at 9/11, and I mean, it was a horrible thing that happened. I don't really get caught up in all these conspiracies and stuff, but you can kind of see where people can start to lead to this stuff, because that the Patriot Act just opened the door for so much. You know, there's an old documentary out there called Terms and Conditions, and it kind of talks about the terms and conditions you agree to when you're setting up your cell phone and downloading apps and computers and all this stuff. And if you really look back, it all essentially spider webs back into the Patriot Act on what they can do now.
People tried to warn you, and they call it conspiracy theories. And then also they play you because the government itself, I mean, uses conspiracy theories in a negative way. They put it out in your entertainment. They put it out in the books you read. They put it on the podcast. They pay
Everywhere.
people to do. And then if you say anything as I mean, the term conspiracy theories itself was actually invented by the CIA to gaslight people during the Kennedy assassination, post the Kennedy assassination.
Never knew that.
I didn't either. Wow.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day.
Yeah, it's scary.
I've tried to go back in and look at this stuff because I know there's two different. From what I was looking at, there's two different acts that allow them to kind of, I guess, federalize like the National Guard and stuff like that. So that's what I was curious on how he was using
it. It wasn't the Insurrection Act, was it?
See, that's the thing. You've got I don't even know if I'm saying it right. The posse comitatus. Is that how you say that again? Okay.
Posse comitatus, yeah.
So that prohibits the use of the Army, the Air Force, Marines, Navy, stuff like that for domestic law enforcement purposes. But the Insurrection Act is allows the president to deploy the military domestically in specific circumstances. State request, so the state governor or legislature requests federal help. When an insurrection or rebellion makes an impracticable to enforce federal laws through normal judicial proceedings. So I think that's probably what he's using because they're trying to essentially fight against ICE, which are federal agents. So yeah, that probably is what he's using there. And then the other one was when domestic violence or an unlawful combination in a state deprives people of their constitutional rights and the state government is unable to or unwilling to protect them. So you could almost probably argue that point too. So it's just, yeah, because I mean, if you go back in and look at some of the other times these have been used, you know, the riots in Los Angeles.
Which time?
No, 1992. Little Rock, Arkansas in 57.
Hi.
What's up, buddy?
Hi.
Eisenhower federalized Arkansas, deployed Army units to enforce school desegregation. And then the Selma University, they're the University of Mississippi integration era deployments. What was that? What was that march they made? What do they call it? The Montgomery March or something like that? I think they deployed them. Yeah, they deployed them then when they made that march to actually help protect them and give them like security and stuff. But then there was also some other stuff I found, the National Emergency Act. So that's where, like floods, crap like that. And then there was, I'd never heard of this one. Tony, I don't know if you've heard of War Powers Resolution of 1973. So some of those are some of the others that kind of, and I mean, that's really like, what did it talk about in here? Like Vietnam, evacuation of Saigon, Lebanon, invasion of Panama, Gulf War, Kosovo, Afghanistan, then, Iraq and stuff like that. Obama during 2011 during Libya. So that was the whole thing kind of with what they've argued with Trump. I think it gives them like 60 days to do something. Yeah, within the 48 hours, they have to submit a report to Congress. 60 days, continue without congressional authorization. So, I mean, there's different things here. I just kind of wanted to touch on that because that's some of the stuff I know kind of people have asked me about. So I wanted to kind of dig into this a little bit more to see.
So, like, how I asked you the other day, like, are they working in conjunction with law enforcement, or does, like, the military have more of authority? How does that, like, look? How does that play out? Because remember, I asked something like that the other day because I had somebody ask me that. And I've never served the military, so I'm not sure how this works out.
See, now, I didn't get into especially when I was in, I didn't get into a lot of this, but from what I'm reading with this Insurrection Act, it pretty much allows them to, yes, go in and essentially do what law enforcement would do.
That's what I thought.
Now,
Yep.
during the LA thing in '92, from what I heard from dudes that were there, you just work with law enforcement. You didn't
Right.
become law enforcement. You know what I mean? They were cops, and then they had a squad of Marines with a cop. Some cops
Gotcha.
or a fire team
Right.
of Marines. So that was different.
So that's under the National Emergency Act. So yes, with that one, that allows them to essentially send in, and you're more of assistance, and you're kind of taking guidance and direction from local law enforcement and stuff like that. The Insurrection Act is what allows them to actually come in and now become law enforcement, and it doesn't really say like that they're trumping law enforcement. They can just pretty much
A system.
not so much assist, but they can go out and do their own stuff like their law enforcement. It's not like they have to go and tell local law enforcement what they're going to do, and like local law enforcement doesn't have to tell them what they're going to do. So they could be running two totally completely different operations, or they could be getting direction like what they're getting now, with where the local law enforcement's being told not to help them. So the federal government can't go in. So under the Insurrection Act, they can't go in from my understanding, from what I'm reading. I could be wrong. I'm sure there's people, keyboard warriors, that are going to be out there beating me up over this, but just the way I'm reading and interpreting it, they can't go in and say, all right, we don't care what he said. You're going to come and help us. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So whatever they're told by their people in charge, that's who they have to follow. The National Guard can't come in and trump that, from the way that I'm reading the stuff under the Insurrection Act.
Gotcha.
Now, for me, again, you're watching the governor of Illinois say we're not helping protect federal buildings from people that are surrounding them and threatening officers doing their job. Again, what the hell is wrong with you? Like, they broke the law. You want due process, but you don't want to be able to carry out due process. They get locked up. Oh, just stop it in the streets. See, the problem is this. The people that are paid to do the insurrection or the paid to be at the protest, and if you believe there aren't people being paid to do it, be at the protest, you're pretty freaking naive at this point. You're pretty naive at
I
this point,
remember.
almost to the point you're fucking stupid.
I remember you could still find stuff. It didn't stay out there long, but you could find stuff on Craigslist where they had ads in there.
Yep.
Yep.
For you, essentially, for you to be come out and be a paid protester. But the word started getting out. Now you started seeing stuff like that get pulled down. I mean, yeah, you can't be that naive.
Yeah. So if you're still
That's what
that
makes it.
naive, we can't talk to you.
I've literally seen the buses going on to 94 going to
Oh
Minneapolis.
yes,
I've seen them.
yeah. I've seen them passing through here going up.
And also, I mean, I got friends in law enforcement. I got friends in law enforcement in other places, and they go, when there's going to be a protest because the Airbnb start getting rented out, and some of them have the Antifa little sticker on the back. Antifa, that group that doesn't exist. Anyway, they have the Antifa stickers on the back of the car in the rental properties. So yes, there are people that are being paid to go around this country and instigate stuff, and that's a problem. They'll be allowed to do that by the same government that wants to take your ability to protest away. They're playing us
Right.
against each other. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yep.
Exactly. 100%.
Well, and two, the other thing I find funny is the one group that's screaming, "Why are you covering your face?" is also out there protesting with
Covering their
is
face.
covered. So it's like, come on now, that just to
Mhm.
me, this is the way I look at that. 50% are probably out there being paid. So when you're getting paid, you're going to do whatever they pretty much tell you to do, especially from what I've heard, some of these people have been paid. Two, you just have some dumbass motherfuckers out there running around doing it for free because they don't know. And it goes back to, I remember where I heard it, but somebody was saying, some people just want to watch the world burn. And that's what you've got. You've got some people out there that they want the chaos. They thrive from creating that chaos. Yeah, exactly. And opportunists are all the way around. It's definitely a slippery slope. But it's also too, like, at what point do you get fed up because the local agencies aren't really doing anything and you're seeing the crime get out of hand? Where do you go next?
Well,
because if you start going out
here's
and
the
doing
problem.
stuff, then you're a vigilante, and then you're going to jail and things like that.
Here's the problem, I look at it and I'm like, why is the news interviewing people that don't live in the area? Because they have a narrative they want to push. Now, I've been watching for the last couple of years people protest Chicago's mayor, Brandon, whatever the frick his name is, because he's putting up illegal immigrants in places that Section 8 used to be. So they're
Yep.
American citizens not getting benefits. And they've been calling and shouting him down for months, actually years, because they don't like him in Chicago. And these are Chicago residents at City Hall meetings. I've seen these. If you want to look at them, you can go to Nate the lawyer, and he goes over them, and he has video after video, usually about 10 or 15 minutes, just talking about uh, Brandon. I cannot think of his last name. The mayor of
I can't think
Chicago
of it either.
getting trashed by by Chicagoans, trashed, talking about getting rid of him, and now they want to act as if none of those people exist, and every time you see someone, it's someone not from Chicago. All right. And then they're trying to play it off and get black people all hyped up.
Brandon
They're going
Johnson.
to Brandon Davis. I didn't hear you. Cut off.
Brandon Johnson.
Johnson. All right. Um. So yeah, they have people protesting because they're going to come and take black people next. They're taking illegal immigrants out of the neighborhood, and they're gonna take black people back next. One, if you believe that someone's going to take you as an American citizen that happens to be black somewhere, hold on. I don't want to be insensitive, and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. So I'm going to say this, and I'm going to apply tag. You're a fucking moron. Thank you. Um, Yeah, you're a moron. The reason they're going into black neighborhoods is because that's where they put the illegal immigrants. Those are the people that are getting the benefits that usually go. And it's not just black neighborhoods, it's low income neighborhoods. So, regardless of your background, you were losing out as an American to benefits that were given to illegal immigrants. And now they're coming to get the illegal immigrants and they're in your neighborhood.
Well,
You
that's
know,
the other thing
the
is
officials that didn't
the
listen
same
to you.
the same party that forced you on Obamacare and told you had to have this is now telling you need to help make sure all these, I'm sorry, let me be politically correct, undocumented people to have free medical benefits, while you're getting fined if you don't have medical benefits or some type of medical benefits or insurance when you get ready to come tax time.
And then, of course, you're not being interviewed. They're interviewing people that are not from your area and putting that down as your narrative.
Well, I've
So
seen some of
why
that
did why
with that. Some of that's backfired on Don Lemon. He's gone out and tried to interview local people, thinking
Yep.
they're going to be on his side. And they're like, no, this is stupid. Why are we doing this stuff? But what you were talking about, look at the previous mayor of Chicago. You fussed about that, but yet you voted in the exact same thing. It was a meme, and what was funny, it was a meme I saw the other day, talking about Democrats will fuss about who they voted for, and then they're going to go and tell them that, all right, you're out. We're going to vote somebody else in, and it's the same exact thing, you know.
So when Beetlejuice was
Beat me to it.
mayor, when she was mayor, Brandon Johnson ran saying that he wasn't going to do the things she did, and then he immediately did some of the
Does the
things
same
she did.
things.
That's what
Yeah.
they tell
So
you what you want to hear to get into office, and then that. But
so
I will say that is one thing with Trump. He did everything he said he was going to do.
well, I mean, I have issue with Trump too, especially Second Amendment, Pam Bondi, and a lot of the things that are going on, and I really don't like what's happening here. But hey, you know what you didn't hear? You know what you haven't heard? You know what I haven't seen one news story on? Carjackings in Washington D.C.
Yep. Down.
Wonder
Yep.
how they went down. I wonder
Right.
what's going on there. Oh yeah, I forgot. You don't want to talk about that now because it doesn't fit the narrative you're trying to push. That somehow it's horrible, and again, you're going to be sending all minorities back to this country of origin if if the National Guard takes over. I forgot, so you don't want to hear about that. That's the problem. There is no side here. There is no side you can trust because once your rights started getting taken away, it's kind of hard to get them back. So if you're going to go hardcore one way or hardcore the other way, understand you're being screwed.
Both ways.
So, since you brought that up, would you like some actual numbers?
Mhm.
So,
Go ahead.
as of August of 2025, homicides are down 12%, robberies are down 30%, burglaries are down 20%, sexual abuse cases are down 50%.
Mm. Sexual assault, you mean, right?
Well, it says sex abuse cases, so I'm sure you're probably
Mm.
lumping in. You're probably lumping in, you know, minors and any kind of sexual abuse cases with that.
Yeah, I just find it really interesting. Nobody's talking about it. And again, crime isn't that bad. Crime isn't that bad. Unless, see, no one cares about the odds of getting struck by lightning less than the dude that got struck by lightning.
Yep.
Nobody, nobody cares more about somebody being able to stop violent crime than victims of violent crime. So when they were trying to convince you that they don't need help in Chicago, they don't need help in Washington D.C., they don't need help in Portland. It's never the victims of these crimes or the people whose businesses are shut down or torched that are telling you this. But both
See,
sides are
that's what
playing.
shocked me was what was I looking at? Let me find it because I was curious about where is it at? Come on.
I'm trying to see what it says for Minneapolis right now for crime rate.
Well, Minneapolis ain't been right since Prince left.
Right. According to this, Minneapolis is number 25 on the 2025 list of dangerous cities to live.
So, top cities with the highest gun violence right now. Top 5 cities are St. Louis, Missouri, Baltimore, Maryland, New Orleans, Louisiana, Detroit, Michigan, and Cleveland, Ohio are the top
Ha!
5. But now they're, which I was kind of shocked. I figured Chicago was going to be in there.
Right.
Understand that everybody manipulates numbers around too, and then it's depending
True.
on how you ask the question.
Yep.
Well, and the other thing is, it's also what is that? They're looking at that per capita thing, so that can, you know, if you live in a small town, it can look like a high crime rate, but because it's based off that per capita stuff. Because
Yeah, you live in a
that's the
small
thing with,
town and you got one family that just tears through in a drunk weekend. Your per capita for property damage can go up, or
Right.
yeah. So that per capita thing is tricky.
Then I think after the top five, it was like Memphis, Houston. Um,
Okay, just go ahead and say all the blue cities with populations over 250,000.
I mean, you could Jackson, Mississippi was in there.
And it's true, and it is what it is, and people want to put things on it. You have crime for reasons, uh, and so many people want it to be almost like a television show that you just stop that one reason that causes people to be bad, and it'll all go away. So Camden, New Jersey, which was the deadliest city in America for a really long time, when I first moved here in '93, from the first month of 1994. That's freaking January in Jersey. They were killing a person a day in Camden. All right, a person a day was getting killed when everybody was freaking indoors. Like that's how it. Well, this summer was the first summer in 50 years that there were no murders in Camden. It took years to get down there. It took everything from the Camden Police Department to be stripped, and no more Camden Police Department. They got rid of the police department. They brought in county police, and then they brought in recruits just throughout their whole county. They brought them in to actually police Camden along with state police. So the Camden Police Department is just recent now. Camden Police Department, I don't even know if it's 5 years old at this point, but it took years hitting crime from the left, from the right. I'm talking about from programs to like multiple programs, after school programs, mentor programs, and it got the freaking community involved. That's what it takes. There is no magic bullet that we're going to send the National Guard in and all crime is going to stop. I mean, you see right now with the numbers in DC, you had crime drop significantly, but you have to participate as the neighborhood. You actually have to go to town meetings, town hall meetings, city hall meetings, council meetings, and you have to put in friggin' work. Most people don't want to do that.
Right. But
Yep.
the other thing too is it's almost like a double-edged sword. You don't have them putting in the work, but you also have the legal system cutting too many breaks. And I mean, perfect example is, I would have hated it for it to happen because it was a friend of mine's son. But I mean, he pretty much driving without a license, got caught for the third time. So I mean, that's 3 strikes. The judge even said, I'm technically supposed to send you down the road for 60 days. But he looked over at the cop and said, I'm going to ask the officer what he thinks. But because he was nice during the stop and everything and was cool with him and everything, the cop was like, oh, let's give him another chance. But even my buddy's like, how many chances are y'all going to freaking give him? He was on his 3rd strike. Why aren't you? He even said, I don't want him going to jail, but look, it goes back to the old saying, do the crime, do the time. But that's a huge problem as well too, is if it's not that big ticket case, they don't want to deal with it.
Well, I have a problem with due to crime, due to time, only because I live in a state where they make things that should be legal illegal. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? It's like,
no, 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 no,
my gun
no,
laws.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not
I
necessarily
get it.
saying it that way either.
I know, I get it. But I wanted to put that out there. I live in a state where they have unconstitutional laws. Um, but
Well, I mean, we could
it
sit
comes
here
to
and
a point.
probably say every state has some type of unconstitutional laws.
Yep.
hmm that it gets to a point though. It's like, what crimes are we going to enforce? I think mandatory minimums are bullshit. I think it's horrible when they go, well, if you do this, this is how much you get. So there's no discretion in the courts because there should be some discretion. There should be ability to go, hey, hold on a second. He did this because of this. But if you're just being an asshole, you should be able to have your pee slammed in the freaking book too. Like let's quit playing it around like everybody's some innocent that didn't know what was going on, and there aren't some people again that love chaos. They can't follow the rules. They won't follow the rules. And I'm as somebody that works in corrections, I can tell you right now, a lot of people are knuckleheads for a long time, and usually, and it really becomes when you start getting this gray and when it just starts hurting to wake up and straighten them knees out, you start calming the freak down. And sometimes that's what it takes. It takes being taken out of society and locked the freak up for some people to wake the freak up. So nothing should be painted with a broad brush of if you do A, you go to B, or oh, everybody's a victim of circumstance and racism and lack of opportunity. No, they're just assholes out there, and they need to be locked the freak up sometime to learn their lesson.
Exactly.
Yep.
There's, and I always hear him talk about the systemic racism and that all that stuff. Look,
That's my favorite type of
there's
racism.
there's pieces of shit in every race. It's just you're letting people make it about race instead of sitting back and actually looking at the big picture of everything and kind of having your own opinion. You're just going off of what you're hearing and everything. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what color you are. If you're a piece of shit, you're a piece of shit, and you should be. And if you're doing pieces of shit things, you should be doing the time. And, but see, that's my thing, man. So that's kind of you're in the correction side of it. I mean, you see way more of probably the broken system than a lot of us really do. I mean,
Uh, hold on. I got to figure out how to say stuff
I
because
don't
this
want to
is
get you. Yeah, I don't
100%.
want to get you in
Yeah, yeah,
trouble.
yeah.
This is 100% my opinion. Um, way too many people are involved in punishment in the judicial system that don't have to live with the consequences of the decisions that they make. And I think that kind of sucks and allows you to have a pie in the sky philosophy because you never see the sausage being made. You know what I mean? You never have to deal with the consequences of the things you put out there. So it feels really good to go, so and so got arrested 57 times between the time they were 15 and 25. But due to something program, by the time he was 42, he was able to straighten his life out and he runs a soup kitchen somewhere. Well, how many lives did he destroy in that time period? That's
Right.
my thing. How many people couldn't get to work the next day because their car was gone? Woke up in the hospital because he freaking clunked them in the head. Like, how many lives do you get to destroy and affect negatively before enough is enough and society puts you away and understand that you're the problem? So that's one thing. The other part is, yes, when you're looking at things like happening in New Jersey right now, with you can call it systemic racism, you can call it whatever you want. But when I'm going through all the hoops I have to go through to get a Jersey permit, and I'm still 10 times more than likely than a white person that takes the same classes and do the same thing as I am to be turned down and then not be given an explanation by the governor or the attorney general. Yeah. So there's two things happening at once that are 100% true.
But I've heard some people also talk about the correction side of it as well too. Is the reason it is the way that it is because it's all inside the private sector, and I'm like, I kind of see what you're saying, but the somewhere along the lines, the state or federal is paying that private sector to handle all that stuff, and it almost in a way kind of gives them some anonymity to then go if something happens. Well, this is who has control of this, not us. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I live in Jersey and I work in Jersey, and we don't have private corrections. Uh, it's state and county. So, yeah, that's not true at all. But people love throwing that out there because most people don't know. Why would you? If you're not in the system or have anything to do with the system, how would you know about it? So yeah, there are private prisons. There are people that make a crap ton of money off of it. But it's about 45 to, depends on which study you go with. Like, let's just say, throw in the middle, $50,000 a year to house inmates. That's a lot of money. That's per inmate. So it is what it is.
So it
Us as a
sounds
society have chosen. That's how we enforce laws.
so it sounds like we need to open a jail. That's what you're
Yeah.
saying.
You just want to put dudes in cuffs and strip them down and hit their booty hole.
Chris is all about that cavity search.
Yeah.
Hey, don't be giving away my secrets before we get this thing open now.
I'm just saying on Chris's paperwork, it's going to say DOE and people are going to say Department of Education. It's like, no, Department of Entertainment.
Oh man.
Oh, me. No, it'll be Department of BCS. Yeah, it's. I know we've kind of gotten off onto a few things here with talking
What
about.
did you say, Tony?
I'm trying to figure out what BCS means.
Body cavity search.
Oh, okay. That's what I'm talking about. Every day's a Diddy party.
Oh,
Every day's a Diddy party.
Everybody get
Bad
out their
boy for
plastic.
life.
Everybody get out their plastic and put it on their mattress.
oh god. Chris is going to freak offs in the prison.
Can't stop. Don't stop. Never stop. Get that.
Hey,
Get
what
that.
you think? What you think he's going to be doing while he's in prison?
Freak
Damn.
offs.
Oh, heck
Y'all
yeah.
ain't like y'all punishing him.
I know. Oh no.
Right.
Not put me in a cell with not put me on a unit with a whole bunch of musculous men. Oh no.
About like
Whatever shall I do?
who's the dude that had the TV show that got put in jail for tax fraud? What was that show? Oh,
Tax fraud? They had a TV show? I mean, Red Fox
Yeah, he
went to
was
prison
had
for
a
tax fraud.
no, the white dude out of Georgia.
Christie.
What was the name?
Todd Christie. Chrisley's.
No.
The Chrisleys.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, I think I know.
Yeah.
What was it? What was the show? Chrisley Knows Best or something like that.
Yeah,
Name of the
Christie knows
show?
best. Yeah.
Yeah, they thought they punished him by sending him to prison. Have you seen some of his interviews since he got out?
He's a funny ass dude, bro. But supposedly he's not. Well, whatever. He says he's not gay.
So does
did
Chris.
Michael Jackson.
Watch your mouth, man. That's Michael Jackson.
Oh, me.
Tony, how's that lime treating you?
It's a lemon.
Oh,
I still don't know why you
I'm
were muting
just-
it when you were sucking on that lemon.
Because I didn't want to make it sound like when those dogs drink water when you're on it.
Oh, come on, man. Speaking of that, she's over there laid down. She'll probably jump up in a minute and do it.
is that Lucille?
But I mean, I know we've talked about a few things, and a lot of this was back with the National Guard stuff. And I mean, it's a slippery slope, and it's
Oh, for sure.
Be aware.
it's still one
Be
of
aware
those
that you're being
things
played.
And don't trust the
Yeah.
government.
Don't trust the government. Be aware you're getting played.
and that's what's so hard, even on both sides, is to try to get people to understand that. I mean, in the long scheme of things, I hate to say it. I mean, it's kind of like, I kind of play it to wrestling. You got your faces and you got your heels. But at the end of the day, they're all sitting in the same locker room laughing and joking about what they just went out there and did.
Yep.
So, I mean, they're doing the same thing up there. They're just going to their, cigar lounges and joking around and, oh, well, what can we do tomorrow to piss this person off and piss that person off? And I mean, you even see it in social media now. Your algorithms are all based off of how you're searching, what you're looking at. I mean, they know your political party, so they're gonna feed you this stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, mine is confused. Uh, mine is confused. But yeah, I see stupid
Oh,
things too because
mine is way confused.
Same.
it's like, wait a minute, this guy believes in this and this guy believes in this, and obviously he's a fat bastard. So here's some food videos till we figure out what the hell's going on.
Oh, well,
Um,
what was the video? What was the video I saw today? Apparently, Tony, racism is why you're obese. I saw somebody talking about that, and I was just like, this is a whole new level right here.
Oh my god.
talking about what?
Racism is why black people are obese.
Okay.
Yes.
Because the stress of the racism makes them eat more.
Okay.
Hey, I'm telling you what I saw, man. I'm just...
I'm not going to take personal responsibility for the number of calories I consume. It's not my fault. I'm totally stressed out.
Maybe I need to try this victim mentality and see if it works for me.
Oh, dude, it's really great. Yeah, you have people just look at you and assume you have no agency or ability to think on your own. You're a victim of everything. You need help. It's almost like being a toddler. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. You just consider being stupid all the time. Oh yeah, yeah. It's not demeaning at all. It's not as if Malcolm X didn't warn you about the white liberal. So yeah, dude, it's really great being seen as less than, and having no ability to think on your own, or the choices you make aren't yours is because you're just not smart enough to know any better. Yeah, it's not insulting at all,
Well,
not in the least little bit.
well, I mean, if it wasn't for Biden, y'all'd have never had access to computers to be able to find out where to get vaccinated, remember?
Actually, according to Governor Hochul in New York, I still don't know what a computer is. Um, so again, it's just the life of a savage. It's really difficult, and I hope somebody comes by with my EBT card and dropped off some pork skin and hot sauce. Never mind, I got the hot sauce. I just need the pork skin.
I was going to say, wait a minute. You've already got your hot sauce, man.
Hey, I'm
I
just
wasn't
saying.
sure. It kind of broke up. I don't know if you heard foreskin or port skin. I was like, what the hell?
Hey, you a bad man. You putting hot sauce on your foreskin. I'm just gonna go ahead and let you know right now.
Hey, I say, you know what? Just send the National Guard back. Each city has to designate somebody to be freaking Charles Bronson Death Wish, and then that way crime rate starts going down there. That way everybody's happy. It's not the police out shooting people. It's not the National Guard.
Oh, dude, it is really funny when you talk about the numbers. Somebody pulled them up, and they were talking about how many people in Chicago did the police shoot, and how many people were shot in Chicago. That was actually on Unsubscribed podcast this year. They're just talking about this year up until now. Like 1,500 people were shot in Chicago. Police shot 14. So yeah, the police are the real problem in Chicago. Um,
Well, according to everybody, I'm the problem. I'm racist.
yeah.
I'm homophobic. And
Well,
No,
everybody
he's
has to have a
okay.
hobby.
and any other
Everybody
phobic
needs a hobby.
that you can come up with.
I'm gym phobic. It's a horrible place.
You break out, don't you?
Oh, dude, it's horrible. I mean, you get this sweaty and stuff, and dudes take showers and walk around the locker room with the balls hanging out, want to have a conversation with you. It is a
Sounds like you're.
horrific place.
When the hell were you at Chris's house?
Yeah, that too.
He did that. He did
So
all that over
let's.
there.
So
Speaking of governments,
you didn't see the helicopter. I keep hitting him back, so I flew him in.
yeah,
No,
okay.
I
I
saw a
thought it was
different
going somewhere
helicopter.
else. Yeah, I thought I was going somewhere else with that helicopter. I was like, oh. So, speaking of helicopters, watch this segue. Speaking of helicopters and places you land aircraft. Hey, you hear Qatar has a freaking base at Mountain Air Force Base? So, have you heard about that?
I've seen it, but I didn't really dig deep into
Yeah, I haven't
that to
dug
see
into it.
what was going on there.
So, we signed an agreement with Qatar to sell them advanced F-15s to their Air Force. And this was in 2019. And then, of course, the deal was finalized and all the stuff. I's dotted, T's crossed, and hard work done during the Biden administration. Now in the Trump administration, they're talking about adding to the facility in Mountain Air Force Base with Qatar. Qatari Air Force is going to have facilities on an American Air Force base. And of course, people that don't know shit about how the military works have only heard that we're building, the Qataris are building an Air Force base in America. And I'm like, that's not what facilities mean. That's not what the word facilities mean, you dumb fucks. All right, so here's what
Exactly. How
happens.
many?
They're bringing almost 200 people here, military personnel. So when you bring the personnel here, understand with these jets. Oh, I'm sorry, my background: Marine Corps aviation, Marine Corps air wing, both fixed wing and helicopters. That's what I did, and prop planes. So I was both stationed in Iwakuni, Japan, on a fixed wing base, and I was stationed in New River, North Carolina, on a helo base. So this is what happens: you don't get 12 planes and they just put them outside under a tarp. They have climate control buildings in which these jets are going to be serviced, ran up, and checked out. You don't do that on the runway. I know many of you guys is and then talking just to people out there, military experience is watching freaking Top Gun. But no, you don't work on the jets outside in the elements. You work on them inside. So you have to have buildings to store these things. You have almost 200 personnel. You have to have uh, a place for those people to live. You have to have a place for those people to freaking go to medical. You have all that. That's what's called facility buildings. That's where all this stuff happens, and they have to build it. And it's a $12 billion deal. So they're paying for it, and American contractors are building it. They're not Qataris coming in here. One, they're really rich anyway, so you're not going to get them here. Um, but yeah, you have Americans building stuff. So it's going in American, and they're not going to take it with them. And they're not the only country that does it. Singapore also has facilities on that very same base. We work with these people all the time. We work with foreign governments all the time, and they come here when they buy our equipment. They train here. They train to take them
Exactly.
apart. They train to fix them, and they train to fly them. So now you're hearing something, and everybody's running with it. And I'm like, you don't know what you're talking about. So you should really stop for a second. Yes, you have to build buildings for people to live in. You have to build buildings to park the $25 million jet in. Yeah. So that's what's happening.
It's all about how they put out those news headlines and stuff. But yeah, I mean, that's the thing is it's not what people see in the movies and TVs. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you don't want these things out in the elements while you're trying to work on them. That you're only going to end up possibly running the chance of something else getting in there while you're working on it and causing problems and stuff. I mean, because I got attached to air wings and helping them, move stuff around with heavy equipment and stuff like that. I mean, yeah, you're in a building doing a lot of this stuff, or you're moving from one building to another building to another building. I mean, yeah, it goes back to, but it's got to fit that narrative. They got to play it up like that we're doing something. But yeah, I mean, even when I was in, I was in Virginia cross training with other countries, military and stuff like that. So yeah, they're here, they're running around. I mean, they work for our government. A lot of them work for our government. I mean, it's ridiculous. But they gotta spin that narrative like they're committing treason or something like that, and it's all going to be just mainly people from Qatar on this base running things and everything, and flying planes over your houses and everything.
I'm like, they still have to be cleared to take off and all that stuff. And if they mess up,
No,
they end the whole
no, they just
program. Yeah,
They
they
just
just
do
jump in the
they
jet and
do
take
whatever
off.
they want.
Yeah,
You just jump in the jet and just go.
just go. That's how it works, right? You get the keys, you throw the keys with a little lucky rabbit's foot hanging from it. You throw in the ignition, you start that bitch up, you warm it up a little bit, and then you peel out.
Don't forget the picture of your family stuck on the um,
Oh, definitely, you got
dashboard right
that.
there.
Just sitting right there. You got to pick the girlfriend or the family and the wife and kids. You kiss it right before you fucking dive bomb right into the White House.
I've even been inside one. I mean, there ain't no room for any of that stuff. That's how they make those headlines, man. Like I had a thing pop up talking about a mass shooting in Alabama, and come to find out, it was two different groups of people that got into a fight and then started shooting at each other. I'm like, that's not a mass shooting, but you've got to make sure you play it up to
Hmm.
fit that narrative.
They have narratives and divisive narratives they want to push. They get you to argue, and then the story goes away and it gets memory hold. But all that's left are the emotions that you feel against the other side or the horrible person that freaking said some. Oh, I don't like Candace Owens because she took this position on this thing that isn't even a story anymore. Like you don't remember the story, but you remember the feeling, the emotion, and that's what's continually happening. You're being played. And I find it frightening that I'm somehow the voice of reason. I'm like, this is not how life should be. I should be the shot out dude sucking on a lemon and just saying crazy stuff. And I'm way too right. I'm way too correct in some of the things I'm saying. So please learn to critically think, learn to understand. Ask yourself this: why am I hearing about this story?
Why do I want to
And what
think
is the
when
narrative?
somebody on TikTok is going to tell me what I need to think?
Well,
Leave me
that's
Oh, and
alone,
they're going to
Tony.
give you all the facts, and they're going to give you the position that they want you to have. And I'm like, well, if you really care enough to write a comment, care enough to Google it to see if what they told you is correct.
Well, and
exactly.
that's the scary thing with AI, to look at that Sergeant Pepper video and how
Uh-huh.
quickly it got shared because people thought it was real. And that was coming from both sides, because you had the one side saying, oh, yeah, I got what they deserve. And the other side saying, oh, see what they're doing. They're just, they're out to just make you pay and torture you. And look what they're doing to U.S. citizens and this and that.
Oh, and by the way, I
I don't
said
know,
Google
man.
it. I said Google it, and that's just a generic term for do some research because
Right.
Google slanted itself. But my thing, what I've noticed is people won't even do that minimum of going to a biased source to check and see if it's correct.
Oh, but see, doing research is too much work for people. Come on now.
No.
Well, let me tell you what shocked me is when I was looking at all this stuff, I typed in um, on some of the AI like Gemini and ChatGPT, like, what's your personal opinion on, the National Guard, this and that. Of course, it came up. I don't have personal opinions or
Hmm.
feelings, so but what I can give you is a reasonable human style perspective that reflects the main arguments people make on both sides. So the general consensus among constitutional and defense minded Americans tends to be the National Guard is an essential tool for stability and safety, but it should always be limited, lawful, and transparent with clear civilian oversight with a focus on protecting, not policing citizens. So I was kind of a little
Policing.
shocked in policing. Yep, sorry. My
Um,
dyslexia kicked in.
that's all
That'll
right.
happen.
Okay, this is very simple. Don't trust government. You don't give them open-ended ability to do anything. You don't make decisions when you're afraid or angry or emotional. It has to be done in the cold logic of the Constitution. That's how it has to be done. And you can't be so easily played. And what's amazing to me is the number of people that think they can't be. Understand propaganda is like marketing. That's all it is. Actually, propaganda is marketing. And everyone falls for marketing. There's no one immune to marketing. And that's the propaganda you're being hit off with. You're being assaulted with. Understand, there's things that are going on, and this is a distraction. You still don't have the Epstein list. You still don't know who's in the Epstein files. Remember, that was on Pam Biden's
Mm-hmm.
desk. All
Uh,
right.
Mm-hmm.
Um, a lot of things are happening. Again, Second Amendment stuff going on that we aren't advancing like we should. We're winning court cases.
right.
But tell me something. If either one of us was president, how many executive orders would have went down? I mean, right now you'd have constitutional carry. Uh, I'd have ATF agents out there guarding freaking immigration buildings instead of National Guard because they damn sure wouldn't be annoying the shit out of FFLs. I'm just saying, there's not a lot of pro 2A things going on with the president of the United States right now. Somebody that's pro 2A. So we're being distracted. Things we want are being delayed, and our freedoms are being milked away. And they're telling us that it's not their fault. They have to do something. It's not our fault. We're not guarding federal facilities, and we're allowing federal cops to be harassed and attacked as they're enforcing immigration laws. And we need to bring in the National Guard because they federal buildings aren't being protected as we try to enforce immigration laws. So just give us a little bit more of your freedom and allow us more free reign, and we'll fix all this.
But you could almost say that is, if you really look at it, that's kind of one thing that they took away from 9/11.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at it, that's the big thing that I think a lot of people, I shouldn't say a lot of people, a lot of government took away from 9/11 is with enough fear, you can get people to vote and react and do stuff off of emotion. And when are you most likely to do some of the most dumbest, illogical things in your life is when you're emotional.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
They
So
know it, and we're trying to tell people, and I feel like it's annoying because we're not going to get huge viewership for this. We're not going to get thousands of people watching this. No one's going to take these clips and run all over, going, "Hey, look, guys, there's some fat racist dude saying that we're all being played on both sides," and it's like some racist bald bearded guy because they can't remember my name is Tony. Um, going around trying to tell you you're being manipulated by your government, you're being manipulated by your media. Some of those people that you love, watching, and you're following, they're in on it.
Mm-hmm.
So be aware,
yeah,
vote, do some research, stop being easily manipulated based on your emotions and your ignorance. Actually, look further than a Google page. Look deeper. Look further back than 2 months ago when you're looking into things. Look where stuff started, where it came from. Wikipedia is a good start, but really, when you learn to do research in high school for your very first term paper, those are skill sets you should have still held on to, because that's why you were doing the fucking research paper in the first place, was to learn to look shit up, not to waste time, but to build a skill to be able to see what's behind something.
no, I agree with you on that. And that's the biggest
I
thing
agree.
I've told my daughter. I don't care what side you're on. All I ask is you do your own research. And by that, I don't mean go and watch Bubba Joe and Billy Bob on TikTok talk about what the numbers are that they have showing all this stuff.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes your news network. That includes Don Lemon, Joy Reid, the bitches from the View. Yeah, I said it. Um, or your favorite Fox talking heads, because it seems to me people totally forgot that Fox didn't back Donald Trump either, and there's a whole bunch of people that turned on the Newsmax because they figured out Fox was part of the mainstream media. Well, no shit. Um, it's just frustrating to watch it when you don't have a dog in the fight. when it comes to politics, because my only dog in the fight in politics is the Second Amendment. That's it. That's where I beat the drum for. Everywhere else, I'm all over the place. I'm all over the place. What do you call it? Physically conservative and socially liberal for the most part, as long as it makes sense. When it start getting stupid that you don't know the difference between men and women, yeah, I'm not even talking to you anymore because we can't have a discussion.
Exactly. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I've had a lot of people get irritated with me. I don't agree with abortion, but that's your right at the end of the day. That's your choice at the end of the day. Who am I to sit here and tell you what you can and can't choose? You know,
It's on you.
it's
It's on you. You have to live with the consequences, and you have to live
yep,
with. Yeah, I mean, truly, it comes to you have to live with the consequences, good or bad or indifferent.
Yep.
So I have nothing to say about it. My whole thing is no one should be forcing you to do anything at risk of your life. So you should be able to have the ability to defend yourself. That's it. That's it. That's all Tony needs to talk about. And other than that, I'm a libertarian. Also, yeah, we're not allowing foreign countries to build air bases in America, but we take money from every country that buys equipment from us, and many of them come to America to actually learn to use it.
well, I mean, what first? Don't forget, we built Alligator
Whoa, hey,
Alcatraz.
Yo,
Clayton, yo, hit mute. Oh my God, your microphone got real sensitive, bro. Whew.
sorry about those damn dogs out there putting it to bone.
Did you just say that your dogs are playing with your bone?
No, playing with their
Yep.
bone. Playing with
That's what he
their
said,
I don't
Chris.
bone.
know.
That's
It's not
100% what
what
he
I
said, dude.
said.
I
He's
think
trying to
that
reel it
sounded
back
like
in.
No, it's not what I said.
Ruh-roh, Ruby. Ruh-roh.
It's not what I said.
Here he comes again with
Reaching
those
on you
stupid
again.
snacks.
Oh God.
I think yes. It, do your own research. Don't go off what everybody's telling you. And everything you read and hear on the internet is not true. Artificial intelligence is proof of that. But if you're for the National Guard being released and let loose on U.S. soil, it is. You really need to think hard about this stuff because this is a very, very slippery slope to where, again, where do you start saying, all right, all right, well, this is too much violence over here. You're not letting people do this, or once you put that foot in the door, you're only going to start letting more of those body parts come in, and then eventually the whole door is going to get kicked in, and we're just going to be in a whole shithole of pain and suffering.
Everything that's done is moving something called the Overton window of it. It's expectations and what you find acceptable. And regardless of whether you go for National Guard coming in and cutting down on the crime in the cities, or open borders and everybody goes free, because the justice system has systematic racism in it, and everybody needs to be given 700 chances. Regardless of where you are, people move the Overton window all the time, and you have to be aware of it. Things that you accept today will probably get worse tomorrow because, again, it's about government having control, giving you the false impression that you have a choice.
Yeah, it's one of those things that they're going to use to drive that wedge in between us, just like the whole shutdown thing. You've got one side saying this, you got the other side saying that. Now I don't agree. I mean, I've skimmed through some of this stuff. I mean, it's ridiculous what they're wanting to have
Yeah.
money for and everything.
Yeah. Because it's the money laundering again. Obviously,
Yeah. Yep.
cultural
But the
programs
other
in
thing
third
that I
world
saw in
countries.
there that I do find funny, and I think not a lot of people need to do a little bit more research and look at this, is they're also asking for more security.
course.
So the people that are telling you that you need to give up your guns and turn in your guns are now asking for you to pay for them to have more
More
security.
security.
What do you think those more security are going to have? Guns.
Hey, I
Guns.
got a question. I got a question real
Yep.
quick because I don't know and I didn't do any research and I just thought of it. They made a big deal about Biden building fences and cordoning off areas in Washington, D.C. Because they were afraid of the people. Are those fences still up under the new administration?
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure. I
Yeah, that's
didn't
what I'm
really
saying.
look into that.
Yeah, again, it was such a big deal, especially on the Pro 2A side, because we wanted to point out the hypocrisy of them hiding behind fences and guns and people with guns, assault weapons. My question is this: have those things been taken down now that we have a president that's supposedly on the other side? Or are they still up?
What did you find, Chris?
Crazy how that has to be dug for, because that should have been a big story that the National Guard and all those checkpoints went down and those fences aren't there anymore.
So I'm getting. I don't know, Chris. You can match it up. It sounds like there's still security fencing still used around DC. Um, Temporary security
Yes.
fencing.
Temporary, year 5, temporary.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting.
So my whole
Okay, so
point is continually being made.
it's right. No, it's very vague in
Yeah, that it is.
what it's saying here. It's a lot talking about what Clayton was talking about with temporary fencing. It's got one thing in
Hmm.
here that talks about the permanent fencing that was originally considered after January 6th attack. I still love how they have attack on that. On
Yeah,
the
it's an
Capitol
attack.
was met with significant political opposition and was never installed. But yeah, what it mainly talks about is like temporary stuff. Um, the 2024 election, 2025 inauguration,
Yeah.
2024 election certification, and then it talk. Here's the catch though: general security protocol.
Oh,
So
cool word
what
salad.
exactly? What do you consider general security? Where do you consider? Because what it talks about there is the U.S. Capitol Police have stated that the agency is prepared to quickly increase security by installing temporary fencing again if conditions warrant. So again, when do the conditions warrant?
Yeah, and it's not even that hard of a question. Hey, is the fencing still up? Is there still a threat
But
from the
it's
American people? Because there
that's
wasn't in the
if
first
you
place.
but even that's what's kind of sad and why you need to look at multiple resources. But even looking at multiple resources, just kind of clicking on a few things here, it's still kind of talking about temporary. But it's
Uh-huh.
the I call it the corporate two step. You could almost call it the political two step. Just like
Uh-huh.
when these people get in front of these committees, it's a yes or no question. Did such and such, such and such? Well, with this, and I feel that, and we've got some of this going on over here and some of that going on over there. No, it's yes or no.
Yeah,
It,
I asked you an A or B question, and you telling me who invented the alphabet.
just like with, the Matt Walsh little documentary, what is a woman? That just he was just he's like, just give me an answer. What is a woman? And it's all this. Well, these what was it they said? These the you're not using the right inclusive wording and this and that. And I'm like, inclusive wording, and I'm just where are y'all coming up with this stuff?
Because there are things in life called nuance, right? But everything doesn't have nuance. Sometimes shit is black or white. Sometimes it's wet or dry. And it's like you can't answer the question. And it annoys me.
But
So when
it's
it comes to these things, the gate's a horrible thing under Biden, but it's standard security protocol under Trump. Um,
Hmm.
it's like, come on, guys. How's this? Don't
But
trust
it's
government.
not actually.
The people that form government tell you not to trust government. The people that form government did it around people with third grade educations. Understand that. I'm talking about the American people. When they wrote stuff, when they did stuff, when they put it out there, it was for the American public, dudes that learned to read and dropped out of school in the third grade to help with the farm. They understood more about civics than American people do today with all of your education. So it's really it's imperative that you do a couple of things. One, learn freaking civics again. Sorry, but it shouldn't hurt that much. Go to blackgunsmatter.com. Maj has a civics thing. You can get started there, and can also donate to him there. Other
Yep.
thing you need to do is actually look into things that you feel emotional about. If you care enough about it to make a comment on it after watching a 30-second video, maybe you should know both sides of it through your own research, not through TikTok videos. Because now it's
100%
come out that various people on TikTok and your influence are getting
paid.
by paid by
What?
outside governments and others to give you opinions. And way too many of you don't know you're getting suckered and played because it makes you feel comfortable, because it
No.
reinforces ideas you already have. We have to grow up. We
No.
really do.
I don't believe
Understand.
that.
Yeah, no. No, that person really does believe this, even though I watch them flip flop if I follow them
Six
more than
times.
6 months. Yeah. If
Yeah,
I follow them under
Exactly.
two different administrations, I watched them switch sides 180 degrees more
Yep.
than once.
I know some other
Oh.
people
God.
like that too. Oh,
Oh shit.
It was college. I was drunk and experimenting. What?
it,
Um,
it's
yeah,
Oh
both.
so
Yeah,
anyway, we didn't
it's
talk about gun stuff. We didn't talk about gun stuff, but we did talk about not trusting the government. That's why we do have a Second Amendment. Stop pretending things can't possibly get worse. Oh, they're only going to do this and stop. They never only do that and stop.
hmm
It's the government.
right.
To do
Don't
the Eddie Murphy
trust
joke,
the government.
The
when you give them an inch, they try to take a mile. You give them a rope, they want to be a
the
cowboy.
the government is out for the government, just like all these
Yep.
bunkers that they have across the U.S. Do you think they really going to let you in there if something goes wrong? No,
Nope.
that's for the
Hell
government
no.
because they want to make sure they maintain a government.
Yep.
How does the
But
government
yeah,
play you? All right, I'll tell you how the government plays you. On FEMA and on the Red Cross, they tell you to at least have 3 months of supplies in your home. They tell you that minimum 3 months of food, 3 months of water, and supplies to be able to survive. But the minute you start getting that stuff together, they want to label you as a freaking prepper and a whack job. Same
Yep.
government.
yep,
Yep.
yep. Yeah, I think this has definitely been a good conversation. I hope this helps everybody out there that maybe doesn't fully understand some of this stuff. I'm sure this is going to piss some of y'all off. So if it helps you, please comment. If it pisses you off,
Yeah.
please comment because I really don't give a fuck what you have to say. But no,
Same.
I think this has been really, really good. Like Tony said, do your research multiple sources. Don't just believe what you hear on the internet and what you hear on TikTok because I hate to say it, people, it's not true.
Yep.
And
Don't
more than
trust the
likely,
government.
like he said, yep, they're paying you or they're paying somebody to say it. I mean, so no, this has been a really good episode. I hope everybody's enjoyed it. Please share, like, comment. Thanks, Tony and Clayton. Another
Of course.
good night here. And I hope everybody enjoyed it. Everybody have a great night. Peace out.